Right now, somewhere on Earth, a whale is singing in complete darkness beneath kilometers of ocean. A wolf is silently moving through a frozen forest. Lightning is striking a desert no human has ever touched. And for billions of years, all of this happened without us. Humans like to think we are the center of existence, that history was always leading towards cities, technology, civilization, and consciousness, but the universe never promised humanity. In fact, for most of Earth's history, humans didn't exist at all, and if just a few tiny events had gone differently, we never would have existed. No cities, no wars, no music, no internet, no language, no one to ask questions about the universe or even notice it existed. The Earth would continue spinning through space, completely unaware of itself. But here's the disturbing part. Without humans, Earth might actually be doing better. So what would the planet look like if humanity never appeared? Would another intelligent species replace us? Would nature create a new civilization? Or would Earth remain forever silent beneath an indifferent universe? This is what the world would look like if humans never existed.
Human existence was never guaranteed. Not even close. If you rewind Earth's history far enough, you'll find a planet completely alien to modern life. The Earth formed around 4.5 billion years ago. At first, it was a burning hellscape. The oceans were boiling. Volcanoes covered the surface. Massive asteroids slammed into the planet constantly. Nothing alive could survive there. And yet, somehow, life began anyway. No one knows exactly how. Some scientists believe lightning struck primitive oceans. Others think life began near deep-sea hydrothermal vents. But eventually, tiny microscopic organisms appeared. Simple cells, fragile, almost invisible. And for billions of years, that was all Earth had. No animals, no forests, no dinosaurs. Just microscopic life drifting through ancient oceans. If Earth's history were compressed into 24 hours, humans would appear only in the final few seconds. Everything before us belonged to something else. Then came one of the most important accidents in history, photosynthesis. Tiny organisms learned how to use sunlight for energy, and as a side effect, they released oxygen. At first, oxygen was catastrophic. It poisoned much of the existing life on Earth, but eventually, it transformed the atmosphere, creating the conditions for complex organisms. Without that single biological accident, humans never happened. No oxygen, no large animals, no civilization, nothing. And Earth remains a microbial world forever. But evolution kept moving, slowly, blindly, without purpose. Fish appeared, then plants crawled onto land, then insects, then reptiles, and eventually, dinosaurs. For over 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled Earth. Not humans, not mammals, dinosaurs. And mammals? They were tiny, weak, insignificant little creatures hiding underground. If you visited Earth back then, you would never predict humans would dominate the future, because evolution doesn't plan ahead. There was no destiny guiding humanity into existence. And then, everything changed because of a rock.
66 million years ago, a massive asteroid slammed into Earth near modern-day Mexico. The impact released more energy than billions of nuclear bombs. Entire forests ignited instantly. Shockwaves circled the planet. The sky turned black. The oceans exploded into gigantic tsunamis. Most life on Earth died, including the dinosaurs. And without that asteroid, humans probably never exist. Dinosaurs may have continued ruling Earth indefinitely. Mammals might have remained small prey animals forever. Your entire existence depends on a random space rock hitting Earth at exactly the right time. That's how fragile human history really is. But after the extinction, mammals spread rapidly. They evolved into countless forms. Some returned to the ocean. Others took to the skies. And eventually, primates appeared. Small tree-dwelling animals with forward-facing eyes and grasping hands. Again, nothing guaranteed intelligence. Evolution only rewards survival, not wisdom.
not civilization, not consciousness. But one species of primate developed unusual traits: larger brains, complex social behavior, tool use, communication, curiosity, and eventually, humans emerged. Not because the universe needed us, but because evolution stumbled into us.
Now, imagine one tiny change prevents humanity forever. Maybe the asteroid misses Earth. Maybe early primates go extinct. Maybe climate shifts differently. Maybe one disease wipes out our ancestors, and suddenly, humans never exist. So, what happens next? At first, almost everything stays the same. Forests still grow, oceans still move, animals still hunt and evolve. The Earth doesn't care that humans are missing, because nature existed long before us. In fact, most ecosystems would become far more stable. Without humans, no pollution, no deforestation, no plastic, no industrial fishing, no mass extinction caused by civilization. The atmosphere would be cleaner, the oceans quieter, the skies darker at night. Millions of species that vanished because of humans would still exist. Mammoths may still roam cold grasslands. Dodos would still walk peacefully across islands. Huge forests would cover enormous parts of Earth. Coral reefs would thrive untouched. Rivers would flow naturally. And one of the strangest differences would be silence. Not true silence. Nature is never silent, but human noise would disappear. No engines, no cities, no airplanes crossing the sky, no distant traffic humming endlessly. Only wind, water, animals, thunder. Earth would sound ancient again. Humans often assume intelligence is inevitable, but evolution doesn't work that way. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for millions of years without building civilization. Sharks existed before trees and never invented technology. Intelligence is expensive. Big brains consume massive energy, and most species survive perfectly fine without advanced thinking. So if humans never existed, would another intelligent species replace us? Possibly, but maybe not. Some candidates are surprisingly close already. Dolphins are extremely intelligent. They recognize themselves in mirrors, they communicate socially, they even have unique signature whistles, almost like names. But dolphins can't build civilization easily. Why? Because they live underwater. No fire, no metalworking, no electricity. Even if dolphin intelligence continued evolving, their environment traps them. Then there were octopuses, perhaps the strangest intelligent creatures on Earth. They solve puzzles, escape containers, use tools, and possess incredibly advanced nervous systems. But octopuses live short lives. Most die after only a few years. Knowledge cannot accumulate across generations effectively. Civilization requires continuity, memory, long-term cooperation. And then there are crows. Some scientists believe certain birds possess intelligence comparable to primates. They create tools, recognize human faces, solve multi-step problems, and teach behavior socially. If humans vanish today, some researchers think birds could eventually dominate future intelligence. Imagine cities built not by humans, but by highly evolved descendants of crows. Towering nests, complex sound-based languages, aerial societies. It sounds absurd, but so would humans to ancient dinosaurs. One of the most unsettling parts of this scenario is how quickly nature recovers without us. When humans temporarily leave areas alone, life returns astonishingly fast. In abandoned cities, plants crack concrete, animals reclaim streets, buildings decay rapidly. Nature is always waiting. If humanity vanished suddenly, most cities would begin collapsing within decades. Subways flood, roads split apart, glass shatters, steel rusts. Without maintenance, civilization dies surprisingly fast. Within centuries, most modern cities would disappear beneath vegetation. Skyscrapers crumble, bridges collapse, forests swallow highways, and eventually, future Earth might barely show signs humans ever existed. That's the terrifying scale of geological time. Human civilization feels permanent, but Earth erases things, slowly and completely. Millions of years from now, our entire species may become nothing more than strange fossils buried underground.
But the strangest consequence of humans never existing is philosophical, because without humans, the universe may never become conscious of itself. Think about it. The stars existed for billions of years before humans looked up. Galaxies collided silently. Black holes consumed matter endlessly. Supernovas exploded across space, and no one witnessed any of it. The universe was happening without observation. Humans are tiny, fragile, temporary. But through consciousness, the universe gained awareness. Carl Sagan once said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." And maybe that's true. Without intelligent observers, beauty becomes meaningless. A sunset still happens, but nobody experiences it. Music never exists. Art never exists. Love becomes only biology. No poetry, no dreams, no questions, no understanding. Just matter moving through physics endlessly. A silent universe with nobody to notice it. This leads to an uncomfortable question. Are humans actually good for Earth? Or are we a planetary accident? Because humans are unlike any species before us. Most animals adapt to ecosystems. Humans reshape ecosystems entirely. We change rivers, flatten forests, alter the atmosphere, control other species. And now, we are even changing the climate itself. Some scientists describe humanity as a geological force, like volcanoes or asteroid impacts. That's how powerful civilization became. But humans also created medicine, science, philosophy, music, technology, art. We destroy, but we also create meaning. No other species painted cave walls. No other species explored space. No other species asked, why are we here? Humanity may be destructive, but it is also extraordinary, and perhaps that contradiction is what makes us human. So, what if humans never existed? Earth would survive. Nature would continue. Life would evolve. The oceans would still move beneath the moon. Storms would still cross continents. Forests would still breathe. And eventually, another species may rise. Or maybe not. Maybe Earth would remain wild forever. A beautiful planet drifting silently through space, with nobody to give it meaning. But humans do exist, against impossible odds, because of random mutations, mass extinctions, cosmic accidents, and billions of years of survival. Every human alive today is standing at the end of an unbroken chain stretching back to the first life on Earth. And despite all our flaws, we are the only species ever known to ask questions like this. The only species capable of imagining worlds that never happened. The only species capable of wondering whether existence itself matters. Maybe one day humanity disappears. Maybe civilization collapses. Maybe Earth forgets us completely. But for now, in this brief moment of cosmic history, the universe is awake, and it is looking back at itself through us.